And then let's consider our y-axis, maybe the dependent variable is frequency. Again, I'm not sure about the scenarios that you guys are working from. This is more of a guide for you. Depending on what graph you decide to choose for project 3, you can make you can make any of the graphs I'm giving you a tutorial on. So let's say our dependent variable is frequency, and we want to make our multiple baseline. So if this is an intervention to decrease behaviors, maybe we have a higher level in terms of frequency to start with. Okay. And this is going to be, actually, I'm going to insert one more column above, insert above. Let's say that this is all data for participant A. So participant A, these are their data. Let's see, if we move into intervention, hypothetically, let's see that go down. 30, 20, 15, 10, 15. Again, I'm just making up these numbers, pretending like I want to sort of see maybe some variability, I don't know. But the goal would be, hypothetically, the behavior decrease. I'm just choosing that. This is for participant A. So we'll make participant B, if this is a multiple baseline across participants, we'll make their data in just a second. So let's highlight all of our data, or select all of our data, insert an XY scatter. I'm going to remove my grid lines, remove my chart title, add my axis titles. And I didn't do the thing with the NAs this time because we're going to be working with a lot more data of multiple participants. So we'll just go with a single line or single column of data, no NAs for this purpose, for the purpose of this tutorial. I'm just going to scoot this over. So we said that for participant A, let's say that this phase, I'm going to merge this as well. This is just for formatting, you guys, just merging. So I know that participant A, all of their information falls under this merged column, and all I did to merge it was select all the cells that I want to become one, and I clicked up here on this little merge button with the arrows. So let's say that this is baseline for 4 sessions, I think I've said. And then we have our treatment all the way down. So if we have 4 sessions of baseline, we will count over here 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we're not going to change our line color yet. If we change it now and then we try to remove the line, or if we remove the line now and then we try to change the color, it's going to bring the line back. So ignore that. Let's go ahead and edit our graph a little bit. This is going to be frequency to match our dependent variable. I'm going to format that to be black. I'm going to format these to be black, and our line. I am actually going to, we're going to end up stacking multiple graphs for the multiple baseline. So I'm going to turn these numbers actually white for right now. I don't want to see them. I'm also going to delete this label. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why in just a second. So if this is participant A, I do want to insert a text box that reminds me that this is participant A. I'm going to take away the outside line. All right, so We do still want our bottom axis to be black. We don't want the numbers for right now. We want our numbers to be white and our line to be black. Okay. So I had to click in here, make the line black again, and then make the numbers white. All right, so let's make our data path look prettier. We don't want it to be blue, so I'm going to click on it, format the data series, click on the paint bucket, make our line black, reduce the size just a little bit, edit our markers, make the fill black and not blue, and make the marker border black and not blue. So that looks a lot better so far. Now I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 because we've got 4 baseline sessions, and I'm going to take away the line in between session 4 and session 5 so that I can have a place for my phase change line. So in order to do that, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, click. I'm going to click always on the data point ahead of where I want the phase change line. So I want the phase change line between dots 4 and 5. I'm going to click on 5. I double clicked on it. If it should pull up my menu. If it doesn't, you can right click and format the data point. And we want to remove this line. So you'll go to your paint bucket and you'll click no line. Make sure that you only have data point 5 clicked. You don't want all of your data points clicked. If you only click once on the line, it highlights all of them. If you double click, it'll highlight just that one. We just want that one highlighted so we can just take away this one line segment. All right, now we need our phase change line before we move on to participant 2. So let's put in our phase change line by inserting an illustration, shape, and a line. Holding shift, dragging all the way down. I'm going to scooch it over just a little bit so it's more in the middle. I'm going to make this black, and I'm going to make it dashed. All right. Next, I'm going to insert our phase labels for baseline and intervention. So I'm going to go to insert, text box. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that since this one's already got the outline removed. I'm just going to copy the text box I put down here. I'm not going to make a whole new text box. I'm going to copy and paste it up here. And I'm going to put this in one here. The word baseline is kind of long, so I'm just going to use BL. It's okay to use an abbreviation that is common. I don't want it to overlap. If you're having overlap issues, you can always right click, format, and remove the fill. There should be a no fill, but oh, no fill. That just means that you can move the text box and it won't have that white background. All right, that's a lot. We've got our participant 1. They're the first person to go into intervention, or participant A went into intervention after session 4. Now we want to make data for participant 2. So or participant B. I'm just going to highlight these things. The cool thing about Excel, I'm going to move my graph over just a little bit. Oh no, my phase change didn't go with it. I'm going to move my graph, just scooch it over so it's out of my way. The cool thing about Excel is you can duplicate stuff really easily. So I'm just going to, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time making more fake data for participant B. So I'm going to highlight all of participant A's data. And then I'm going to go down here to the corner. And I'm just going to drag it a little bit and it's going to copy it. Uh-oh, it changed up all my data. That's okay, we'll fix it. At least we have the formatting there. We can fix that stuff. I'm going to make all of participant A's data just to keep it straight. I'm going to highlight it all in yellow. Let's make participant B, highlight them in blue. I'm going to change this heading to participant B. So let's see, widen that a little bit. Session, frequency, and phase will all stay the same, but we don't want these numbers. We want 1 through 20 for participant B. So, because they're also going to have 20 sessions. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, highlight 1, 2, 3 and drag it down just to save time. Let's see, we don't want negative values, so let's come up with some other fake data. But before we come up with the fake data, let's remember that with the staggered intervention of baseline and the multiple baseline, participant B is going to need to have more than 4 baseline data points. Remember, because we want to run out that baseline a little bit longer for participant B. So why don't we add 1, 2, 3 more baseline data points? Just hypothetically again. Remember, they can't have all the same number of baseline. We have to stagger it. So let's give them some even higher baseline data values. All right, and let's look at a more moderate effect for them in terms of intervention effects. Maybe a slower decrease, more variability. Remember, we're just making stuff up. All right, so we don't need to change the phase. We already did that. We've got our new data in there. So what we're going to do to make this easy on us is we're going to copy this graph to duplicate it, copy and paste it, and then we'll change what data it pulls from. So I'm going to click on the graph. I'm not going to worry about the phase change lines or the text boxes right now. I'm going to right click, copy, and then I'm going to paste it. So then it gives me the exact same graph. But this graph data matches participant A. You can see when you click on the data path, it tells you where those data are coming from. We're going to edit that, and we're going to make it pull from this column. So I'm going to click here on this graph. I'm going to right click, select data. It is going to open this menu for me. And this is just a way for you to see what data, what cells it's pulling from to get your line. We already know that this is pulling from this column for participant A, but we want to change it to participant 2. So I'm going to click on the series, click edit. Our X values, they are the same as the ones for participant A and B, but I'm going to move it over still. So I'm going to highlight all this information in X values. I'm going to delete it. And instead I'm going to replace it with participant B's X values, which are the sessions. And then it wants to know, what are the Y values do you want? Remember, our Y is our Y axis. We don't want participant A's data, we want participant B's data. So we're going to remove this, erase it, and we're going to select all the values for participant B. And look, our line's different now. We're going to hit OK, we're going to hit OK. And very easily, it has duplicated our graph. We've copied and pasted our graph. We have new data that matches participant B, and we've stacked them already on top of one another. So what I'm going to do, this is why I talked about removing the x-axis or covering up those letters, turning them white so you don't see them, is we're going to shimmy this up a little bit so that it's higher. I'm also going to remove the outline of this graph so they blend in. So I'm going to format, outline, no outline once I've clicked on it. So see how they look like one graph. I'll do the same thing here. Click on it, format it, remove the outline, and it looks a lot more smooth, right? No lines. It looks like they're all in one picture. So now I need to do the same thing for participant B. I'm going to copy this text box. I'm going to put it down here. Participant B. Leave it there for right now. And then we decided to have, we actually had 7 baseline sessions. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the very last baseline session. So I'm going to go to data point 8, and I'm going to remove the line segment in between 7 and 8. I'm going to double click, I'm going to double click on, just so I'm only selecting data point 8. And I'm going to remove the line. Oh, but my line is blue. It copied blue for some reason. So first thing I actually have to do is change the line color of the whole thing to black before I remove that segment. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Click on data point 8. Paint bucket, no line. Awesome. I know that was a lot of steps. Let's pretend like we only have 2 participants for this multiple baseline. How simple would that be? So now we need our second phase change line. I don't want to do all that work again, so I'm just going to copy and paste this phase change line here. And I'm going to move it down here. And then because of the staggeredness of the intervention and the way the multiple baseline is, we actually need to connect these 2 lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this one. I'm going to click shift and I'm going to pull it down just a little bit more. Oh, I guess it didn't go down. Oh, I have to bring it forward. It's behind, it's hidden behind this graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, bring that line to the front, and now it's crossing over. I'm just going to make one more line segment, but this time it's going to be a horizontal line segment, and I'm going to use it to connect these 2 lines. It's a little tricky at first. It doesn't have to be perfect for your practice graph, so give yourself a little bit of grace. But now we have dotted lines and our staggered baseline. If we had a third participant, I would do the same thing, copy, paste, stack it below again. But in the interest of time, we're just going to make this x-axis, make the numbers come back. So I'm going to go here and make them black. There they are again. The cool thing about a multiple baseline is you really don't need more than one x-axis. Everybody should have the same x-axis values, so that's why we got rid of that for participant A, and we just reference participant B anytime we need to know the x-axis values. You technically could do the same thing for the y-axis and just delete frequency and only have it written one time, but it's not absolutely necessary. Typically, it is recommended that for each graph, your y-axis goes up to the same value for each participant or each setting. So these, in theory, would be whatever the highest one is, so 70 and 70. You just want, for comparison purposes, for everybody's x-axis or y-axis to be the same. So I just made it 70, so everybody goes from 0 to 70. Okay, so the last thing I need is my x-axis label. And go to my x-axis, or the axis titles. It's already checked, but it looks like my horizontal axis. Oh no, what did it do? Okay, let's see. When I clicked horizontal axis, it just scooched everything up. That's okay, we'll just drag it back down like I just did. And then we'll put session. Make sure it's black, because Excel tends to make things gray. And then the only other thing to remember, I didn't show this in the reversal graph, but you want to label whatever your data are. They should be the same response for each person. So you could put a little arrow, insert an arrow that says, like, make it black, add a text box, and whatever our target behavior is. So let's say our target behavior is throwing. There we go. And now we know what that phase label is, or what those data are for each participant. You don't have to duplicate it across graphs. Okay, and then the last thing you'll want to remember is if you're pasting this into a Word document, that all your text boxes are separate elements. They're not embedded within the graph, so you need to select everything. So the way that you do that is you select the graph first, click Shift, and then click into all your text boxes, all your add-ons, all your arrows, your phase lines. I'm just clicking on everything so that it's all selected. That looks like everything. So now I'm going to right click and copy to open up a Word document, paste it into my project. I always want to right click and then paste as a picture always. When you paste it as a picture, it literally is a picture, so you won't have to worry about anything getting messed up. Ooh, we forgot the tick marks on the X and Y axis. You can go back and add those in. I demonstrate that in the reversal graph video. But for right now, I'll just stop here. And then when you paste it in, you can make it bigger or smaller, and it's a lot easier to work with.